What's going on? Today we're going to talk about how to actually see the future as an entrepreneur. My name is Michael Barayev, and I was able to build a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years. And we did that with zero money invested. And now we have an amazing solar company that's grown like crazy from coast to coast like butter on toast. So let's talk about the future. I'm not a fortune teller, but I kind of am a little bit. Because a lot of times as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to see the future. You have to be able to see some trends. You have to be able to see some stuff in the near future so you can make better quality decisions. Okay? I'll give you guys an example. 2 years ago, I made an investment. And when I made that investment, I knew deep down in my heart, my gut feeling told me, you know what, Mike? Don't do it. And you know what I did? I still did it. And guess what? I made a bad mistake, right? And I knew that I was right, and I did not listen to my gut. And I made a decision. Anytime my gut feeling tells me not to do something, I ain't doing it. How do you see the future? Like, how do you know what's going to happen in the industry? It's going to happen in business when you're dealing with people. Very simple. I have a few things that I want to tell you. Number one, you have to be curious. Okay? You have to be curious about things. You got to be curious about people. You got to be curious about, how things work. You got to be curious as an individual. Curiosity does not kill the cat. Curiosity makes you pay attention to a lot of things, right? Like I'm thinking like, why did this happen? How did that happen? Why would it happen again? Like you start becoming curious as an individual, you start to feed your brain, right? And now what it does is it gathers information into your subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind is connected, which is the next thing we'll talk about. There's the sixth sense, okay? Which is the connection with the ether, the connection with the infinite intelligence, all right? Now we're going to get to that in a second, but understanding that there is a lot of information out there in the world, a lot. So much information that we can't even understand or comprehend it, right? Like we don't even use half our brains. But there's a thing called the sixth sense, right? It's intuition. It's understanding what's going on, like connecting to the infinite intelligence, right? So this is your subconscious mind, right? This is the subconscious. This is your conscious mind. And then it connects to the infinite intelligence, okay? Now, infinite intelligence means what? Millions and infinite amounts of information floating around the universe, okay? We call that energy, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, there's a lot of information out there. Like right now, I can be connecting to your brain on a subconscious level, and we don't even realize that because we have thoughts, and our thoughts create energy. So when you really master the connection with the infinite intelligence, you get answers sometimes that are just amazing. Like, how did I know? Like people say, oh, you were in the right place at the right time to do this and that. It was the infinite intelligence talking to me. And I don't know how to train for that, but like, you got to get more spiritual for that sense, in my opinion. But if you understand that concept and you believe in that and you start working towards that, you'll start to catch things about the future. You'll start seeing certain trends. It may sound creepy, it may sound sick, but it's helped me so much in my business because, there's a logical warfare with business, right? There's an emotional warfare with business. But there's also a spiritual warfare with business. Now, what's the logical warfare? A product is XYZ. It does this, it does that. It creates this feature, this benefit, right? What's the emotional part of that product, right? What's the emotional warfare? It's you connecting with other human beings and connecting with them, helping them and getting them to say yes and making them feel good and all this good stuff. There's a spiritual warfare when it comes to business, right? Understanding the future, right? Understanding there's other elements out there that are going to help you succeed. So when you have this infinite intelligence, right, you can gather data from this source, and when you're connected to it, you have all this information that goes into your subconscious mind, and it fills you up with amazing information, and when your conscious mind needs it, boop, it pops up, right? And that's what the infinite intelligence is, or the ether, like I like to talk about, okay? But then what that creates with all that information, what ends up happening is you have this gut feeling. Like a lot of us like, oh, I had this gut feeling that something didn't work out right with this girl or this guy, or it was the wrong feeling that I should have never, crossed the street. Like we all have that gut feeling, right? That gut feeling is the answer from the infinite intelligence telling you, do not make this decision or make this decision. Like I remember I had a gut feeling that told me, you know what? Show up to that Verizon interview that I had in 2015. It was like a gut feeling. I just did it, and guess what? My whole life changed. My whole life changed. I didn't know, but I had a feeling, right? Just like when I met my fiance, I had a feeling on the second day. On the first day, I had no feeling. But on the second day, there's something that told me, I was scared, but it's something told me, like I felt a gut feeling. I was like, wow, what if she's the one? I said, nah, too many fakers out there, you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, that kind of kept me long enough, right? Because I wasn't really in love with her in the beginning. I didn't know her yet. It took me like 6 months to even say, I love you. Not because I didn't love her, it's because I just had a weird feeling. Like I was raised in a very dark life, so I didn't really know what love really meant. It took me a long time to say I love you, right? And it's because that gut feeling that kept me moving closer towards that relationship. My gut feeling said, give it a shot. Keep pushing forward. She was beautiful. She was smart. She was intelligent. She was everything. It was just I was afraid because I had this gut feeling and I didn't know how to use it yet, right? So the gut feeling has helped me out too much. And then what it does is it creates this thing called intuition. Like being intuitive. Like I'll give you an example. My fiance has amazing intuition. When she meets somebody, she's like, that's a good person to do business with. This person, stay away from him. I'm like, you don't know anything. 2 months later, I'm like, damn, how the fuck did she know, right? It's because women usually have higher intuition, a better intuition than men do, right? But when you can get yourself to that intuitive level, it's amazing because you can feel things. It's like things talk to you. The walls talk to you, right? The chairs talk to you. People talk to you. The whole world is communicating to you on a subconscious level. And it's important to identify that. By the way, I'm not sick in the head. I'm not communicating in my head and having, schizophrenic ideas right now, right? This sounds like, damn, I want to know about business, Mike. This is business. There's a spiritual warfare, I'm telling you, right? It's very important. So when you have the intuition, it gives you a lot of data. And what it does is it gives you massive amounts of patterns. Because you're like, wait a minute, I had this feeling before. I'll give you guys an example. If someone comes up to you and says, yo, Mike, I need some money. They're walking like this. Yo, can I get some money? Can I get some change, spare dollar? Your gut tells you what? Your intuition tells you what? That person's probably on drugs, they're probably homeless, they're probably going through a tough time, and they're probably going to use that money for drugs. It's a pattern. If it happens on a daily basis, it's a fucking pattern. And what most people do, they're not aware. They're not keen to the patterns around them, right? They don't pay attention. And to have those patterns pop up on you, you have to be what? You have to care. You have to care because the more you care, the more you pay attention. The more you pay attention, the more you can see vividly the different colors, the different patterns, the different step-by-steps that happen around you, right? Be very attuned, especially when you're building a business with building teams. You need to have patterns. You need to pay attention to those patterns. You need to care, not only care about other people, but care about everyone around you so you can make a qualified decision on saying, wait a minute, pattern, hold on. For the past 7 days, he's been coming into the office all happy and jiggly. Something's off. He's not happy today. Something's off. What's going on? You talk to the manager. Hey, manager, what's going on with this kid? What's going on with him? What's up? Oh, he lost his cousin. It's just paying attention to the patterns, guys. It's not rocket science, right? But with those patterns come what? Dots. Because sometimes you don't have those patterns. Somebody's like, wait a minute, something's off. You have a dot here, you have a dot here, you have a dot here, you have a dot here. And you have to get good at connecting the dots so you can have a nice picture. And what most people do is they have a little dot here, and they don't connect the dots. They don't see the pattern that comes with that. So once you get good at being curious, having understanding of the sixth sense, understanding of the ether and the infinite intelligence, having that relationship between you and your gut, and catching yourself making the mistakes and making those wins, understanding how intuition works, seeing the patterns, connecting all the dots, caring for other people, being more attuned, more aware of what's going on, I promise you, you're going to see the future. Because that's what it takes to see the future. And if you think about all the prophets back in the day, they had this times 10. That's what a prophet was, right? It was God speaking through them. And that's what you need to understand, that when you can see the future, like I'll give you an example. That when I was younger, I'm not going to talk about the dream because it's a very, very personal dream, but it was a dream that I dreamt of. And that dream kept on repeating itself every single night for months. And I didn't understand what it meant. 10 years later, I realized what the dream was about. And that dream came into fruition. And I was like, holy shit, I've been dreaming about this. And it actually came into fruition. The style of the dream, like what happened in the dream, I took the fruit out of that dream and it actually happened. So when you get spiritual on a higher level, you get at higher levels of energy, you're able to have God communicate to you through dreams, through prophets, or whatever it may be. Now, I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm not saying that, and nor should you be thinking about that, right? But you can see the future in your business. You can see the future with products and services. Like, just watch people's behaviors. And when you understand people's behaviors, when you understand people's, how they make their choices and their decisions, you connect all those information and all the dots, what'll end up happening, you see the future, and you can make better quality decisions. And then you can become a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever the hell you want to be. So I appreciate you guys. If you like this kind of content, do me a solid, subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, and we will see you guys in the next video.